without failure. Now, what this quote is simply saying is that growth and success requires letting go of negative attitude. It also requires letting go of fears and limiting beliefs that hold you back. So just like extra weight stops something from flying or something from moving forward, that's also we should let go of that thing and focus on our full potential. So it's also saying that without setbacks, without mistakes, without risk or without failure, they have not really achieved success. That is what Herbert Wigwe's quote is telling us today. Mr. Ocha, I would like to know your thoughts.
Yeah, Herbert Wigwe, being a successful man while he was alive as well, quite agree and understand what we've been saying all along. And this morning he is pushing us, to know that, if I may want to add, that failure is the ingredients with which we eat success. You don't see, I keep telling you, you can't encounter any successful person. There's no successful person on earth, no entrepreneur, no business person who, has not seen failure. Some of them, failure has stared them in the face. Some of them has kissed failure. Some of them has embraced it. But one thing that is certain is that they had this mindset that failure isn't going to put them down. Rather, it became a stepping stone. It became that next step to climb to be able to attain that success. It's like when there's a barrier between you and getting that orange that you so desire. What do? If it's within hand reach, you just get a stool or something and step on it, pluck that orange, and that's to them. That's what failure is. They climb on it, they step on it to pluck success, and that's what Herbert is telling us this morning. That we need to keep a positive mindset all through. That nothing can stop you but you. That's why he now. He's telling us that we should look at the mindset, move away from the negativity mindset and look at success all through. Yes, failure will come. I love citing Mike Adenuga, really, when you listen to his account of how he became so successful. He nearly went bankrupt, even in debt, during the period of his oil exploration. When after many days of exploration they couldn't hit oil, and they were borrowing money to keep the operation going. And after many days, he was at the verge of calling it quits, and then finally they struck oil. And that was the success story. They never gave up, even when they were seeing failure. Failure was staring them in the face. It became that mindset to keep on going, and today he is a success story. Dangote did tell us his story. When you listen to Tony Elumelu, you will hear the same. So a lot of them, when you listen to Folorunsho, Alakija, you will hear her story. So there's no successful person in this on this earth who doesn't have one story or the other. They've all seen failure, but what matters is that they stepped on it and they embraced success at the end of the day. And like I did say, see failure as an ingredient with which you eat success.
Okay, all right, thank you very much for that. And also, in essence, what this quote is telling us, that is for us to truly rise, we must release what drag us down. We must let go of that mistake. We must let go of what is keeping us down or weighing us down from moving forward, and also that we should embrace failure as a teacher, and we should embrace failure as a teacher to our journey, and also that is going to make us succeed and also give us the experience we need in order to learn from our mistakes. And also, while you're doing so, please remember that each new sunrise is a platform for us to grow. It is where we learn something new or simply stay present in whatever we do. Now let us know what this quote means to you. You can drop your thoughts on our social media handles: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or Aneke TV. And then also call our phone number 070-3043-7110. And up next is our weather report.
Yes, we'll take you through the weather reports across major cities in Southeast today.
All right. Starting off with Oka. Good morning, Orca. It's a comfortable start with some clouds peeking at you this morning around 23 to 24 degrees Celsius. As the day unfolds, expect intermittent clouds with warm sunshine peaks, perfect for that early jog on market run. By afternoon, temperatures will climb into the low 30 degrees Celsius and the evening cools down nicely under a cloudy canopy.
And good morning, the core city, over to Enugu. Things are warming up fast. Morning clouds give way to plenty of sunshine and temperatures will soar into the mid to high 30 degrees Celsius by mid-afternoon. Hot enough to make you crave something chilled. Evening will bring gentle clouds and pleasant breeze.
And in Abakaliki kicks off with cloudy skies and a warm 24 degrees Celsius start. As the sun climbs, you will enjoy some hazy sunshine. Think warm, glowing skies, not too harsh. Temperatures will peak in the mid 30 degrees Celsius before easing back to a warm night under a hazy moonlight.
And good morning, Imo State. Over to Owerri. It's hazy sunshine from morning till afternoon. Perfect for sunglasses and light outfits. Temperature will drop into the mid 30 degrees Celsius. So stay hydrated and maybe slow down. That's time to avoid overheating. The night will cool down with some cloudy comfort.
And in Umahia greets you with hazy sunshine and smooth warmth early today. As the day heats up, expect lovely sunshine and temperatures in the mid 30 degrees Celsius, which is great for outdoor plants, but remember that sunscreen. And by evening, skies turn gently cloudy as the temperatures mellow.
So, wherever you are in Southeast today, stay safe, stay dressed light. But do remember that either rain or shine will got you covered. And this is your weather report here on Sunrise on Aneke TV. We'll take a short break and we'll return with more updates.
Looking for a window to the world? A place where news, entertainment and culture come alive. Welcome to Aneke TV, your ultimate destination for stories that matter and moments that inspire.
At Aneke TV, we bring you breaking news, exclusive interviews, and live events coverage, all with accuracy, integrity, and a fresh perspective, from the heart of Nigeria to the far corners of the globe. We keep you informed, entertained, and connected.
Whether it's sports highlights, music and lifestyle trends, or community stories that touch lives, Aneke TV is more than just television. It's your companion in every moment. Rich, vibrant, and truly unique, our programming celebrates the diversity and energy of Nigeria while keeping you at the pulse of the world. Don't just watch TV, experience it, live it. Move with the world with Aneke TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Because at Aneke TV, the world comes to you.
Aneke TV, move with the world.
Online scams are becoming more common, from fake giveaways to phishing messages and investment fraud. We are on the street today to hear from Nigerians.
What leads to this camera is for you to get it quick, get it today, and for you to be counted, because in our society today, wealth counts. And if you have not gotten it quickly at your ripe age or at a younger age, it seems that you don't know what you are doing. I advise people to always be conscious of themselves and be contented with what you have at a particular moment.
As scammers are a turn to in our flesh, right? They are a nuisance to the community now. People should be very, very careful. You know, don't be quick to give your information online. One. Number two, don't believe everything that someone tells you on social media, because that's one platform where scammers exploit a lot to scam people.
Of course, it's not a good one, because so many people do impersonate, trying to use someone's account, like to impersonate and make money. Some used to, like some come to social media handles like WhatsApp group, they'll start begging money, that kind of thing. So such a thing can spoil people's image, so it's not good. My advice to everybody that is using social media just be very careful with your account. Don't share your personal password. Then if you see any message in your phone, if you receive any message from your phone telling you to send so many digits there, such digit number to to you know, that kind of thing, to groups or phones like that, nobody should fall a victim. Don't do it. Don't respond to chat that you don't know. And you see all these people that in social media that does not use their pictures, they use people's images. All these white men images, flowers and animations. Most of them are scammers. Don't accept their requests.
The scammers, you know, even in our current society, you get to see scammers on daily basis. And you know, some of them seem so simple, even just as I'm being dressed, wearing suits and all of that, but without knowing that they have an ulterior motive. And just for instance, like me, sometimes I'll get to see my phone ringing and I think that I'm getting a very important call without knowing that it's actually coming from someone who wants to scam me in per se. So I've experienced it. And my advice to those being scammed or people to people so that they will not be scammed is that they should be very careful. Most especially, they should try to tame their urge for money, because sometimes one of the things that worsens the whole situation or gives or give hands to some of all these scammers is because of our urge and that greed part of us. We want to make money by all means and all of that. So they should reduce it. They should tame that urge to make money by all means. Let them go out and work. When you work, even the Bible says that there is fruit for a lazy, for a hard-working person. So a lazy person should not blame anyone if he or she is being scammed.
No, but they have been trying to scam me. But because of the knowledge that I have about scam, I was able to curb their scamming tactics. If you are contented with what you have, you won't be scammed. It's only when you expect to have more is when you'll be scammed, because they know that everybody is in need of one thing or the other, and they know that want is unlimited. Want is what you can continue to search till infinite. So if you are contented with what you have, there's nothing like scam to me. Then have a strong password, don't reveal everything about you on social media.
I think there are greedy, selfish people. They should be careful. Everybody should be very careful. That's what I feel like. That's what I need to tell them.
I don't think scammers should be in Nigeria. Like, we do things that will stop it, because lack of job causes scammers, scamming people. Like, even everybody's afraid to join anything because of scammers.
You have heard it from people. Online scams are real and anyone can fall victim. The key to stay safe is to verify information before rushing into them. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe for more conversations and real life story. I am Chinaza Ifeanyi, Aneke TV.
Still watching Sunrise on Aneke TV. Now we're taking a look at major headlines in our newspaper today from The Nation, Punch, Vanguard and The Guardian newspaper.
And joining us for the news review this morning is Mr. Good Hope, the man of many parts, the sports oracle, commissioner of enjoyment, mental mechanic, and what's the latest one?
He has none.
So it's good to have you on Sunrise this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. All right, now moving over to our newspapers headlines. Then The Nation paper. The headline says Nigeria, UAE seal deal on trade agri manufacturing. And on the Punch paper, the major headline says 2-year refining milestone, fuel import spending crashes 53% to $6.7 billion. And in the Vanguard paper, how manufacturing sector can grow in 2026, says experts. And in the Guardian paper says ADC stakeholders wade into Rivers crisis impeachment plot. And we're starting today's newspaper review from the Punch paper, and the headline that says 2-year refinery milestone, fuel import spending crashes 53% to $6.7 billion. Now, according to Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN data, Nigeria's expenditure on importing refined petroleum products has plunged by about 54% over 2 years, from approximately $14.6 billion in early 2023 to $6.7 billion by late 2025. And the key drivers of the drop is the removal of petrol subsidies, reduced speculative demand and consumption. There's tighter forex controls by the CBN, limited foreign exchange outflows tied to fuel imports, and also gradual scaling up of domestic refining capacity, notably from private refineries such as the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, which has begun to displace some fuel imports.
All right. When you look at headlines like this, one is comforted, and that comfort comes from one particular thing, that we always speak all the time, that when we have a working policy, when you have a good policy and you're able to implement those policies, you understand, there is no fact that they will produce results. That's to say that when your fundamentals are right, you will see positive impact. Yes, and I said this to mean that we keep talking about the Nigerian system where we are not bereft of ideas for policy formulations. Ours, we keep saying, is one of the top notch in the world. Our problem in Nigeria is not issues around policy formulation, but that of implementation. So when you look at this headline this morning, speaking to imports, crash in import spending, one is gladdened to know that yes, the huge foreign exchange that we have been expanded into, fuel importation in Nigeria is beginning to, be cut down, and we are told that in 2 years that is being reduced by 54%, coming down. And when you check the figures that have been given from the CBN data, where we are told that as of 2023, that we were spending to the tune of 14 point something billion US dollars on importation of fuel, you understand? That now, begins to tell you the kind of huge resources that is being expanded into importation of a product Nigeria has. Nigeria is one of the key exporters of crude in the world, but it's quite unfortunate that we have to import the finished product into the country. And it's been a system that's been in place for years, and we cannot lay the blame on any government like the present government. But one thing I would give to this government is that courage, the ability to say that subsidy is gone. You understand? When we continue to question the policies and the implementation of the subsidy removal, that's another kettle of fish altogether. But when you look at the issue of the subsidy removal, there's one thing that is obvious, that it has given room for this, that the positivity that we're witnessing today is one of the key factors that has led to the reduction in fuel import spending in Nigeria, and is worthy of celebration. When you take into the data coming from the CBN, where you check as against 2023, where we were spending up to 14 billion US dollar on importation of fuel into the country, which we are told is being reduced as of 2025 to the tune of 6 point something billion US dollars. Then you see that we've been able as a people to save over 5 point something US dollars, which when invested into any sector of the economy would yield serious fruits. If you invest that amount in security, there's no doubt that security will be improved. You talk about hardware, getting ammunition for our military, the impact will be seen. Move that money, that will just amount, let's say 5 billion US dollars, move it into the health sector. We won't be crowding frying fowls. The resident doctors will be talking about going on strike too. Move it into education. You will see the impact. So when we talk about these things, it's not rocket science. When you have the courage to implement. Remember the scenario before the pronouncement that subsidy is gone. you see the humongous number that is being bandied about, when we give subsidies to the importers of these petroleum products, you see the numbers. As when you compare the number of fuel consumption in Nigeria as against Pakistan and other heavily populated nations, you are marveled. But this in itself has saved the nation a lot, And then another factor that one may not dismiss from this, when I speak to having good policy, is the government's ability to license private refineries. And that has given room to the Dangote refinery that we have today. So there's no doubt that with the Dangote refinery coming on stream, you are able to see that there is a reduction on importation, right? Yes. And you can imagine Dangote as an individual, a private entity, produces on daily basis about 40 to 50 million barrels of petroleum, right? Liters of petroleum, rather. You understand? Then you imagine what happens when the likes of Bua, who we are aware is licensed Rabiu, comes on board with another private refinery. That will tell you that these numbers that we are seeing from the CBN will equally trickle down the more. And you can imagine what that will do for the economy. That we do not have to convert naira to dollar for us to go for importation. That will give you to the, despite the issue around the naira stability and other, but I can tell you that this in itself is a factor that will help to stabilize your country. Because what happens is that when these importers want to go for importation, they have to convert to foreign currency, and that's not healthy for the economy. That's not healthy for your currency as well. So the positive impact we are witnessing is a result of all this. And I tell you that when we have more come on board, then you will see that, yes, it will reduce the more. Have another private refinery come on board and is able to give you 20 million liters of oil per day, added to the 40, 50 that Dangote is producing. I tell you, the number will come down.
The number will come down,
exactly.
Yes. I really think from this aspect that there's a lot of improvements, and government needs to license. Just let's not monopolize, because that's the issue where we are having where we are not thinking the interest of the people. Government as a system of execution would mean that people's interests are taken into heart, and that would ensure that we will not have anything to bring down, especially in the oil sector. Cutting down this cost now, you will see that, as you said, that when this money is invested in other places of our economy, in other places of the healthcare, let's say in the healthcare, in the security, in social infrastructure, and the other places that we need assistance, it will really help us to carry on in what we're doing. Now, I wanted to, when you were talking about these things, I remembered an incident of a situation where it will go down to the people, that when people want to go to somewhere, cost of fuel to the common man will be cheaper. For instance, fuel rose from 1 something to 300, and we are shouting. If from 300, it skyrocketed to 1,000, about 700, 800, back to 1,000. Now we're having fuel at 800 and something naira now, and some people sell 700 and something. 740. 740. Now, when these things are being set in place, we could come back, we could bounce back, and the economy will be good. Of course, in the exchange rates too, we will now have, what happens most times is that when you don't have a good exchange, when you don't have a good solid economy, your exchange rates, it will be as if you are begging them because of how low your money is, and it will affect your economy. It will be as if you are begging the people, please, my money is low, how much can I, you even pay more. That's what happens a lot. So with this, we are actually at the right direction. I really believe.
There's no doubt that when you're import dependent, that your currency somehow will be weakened. Because you will be chasing after the foreign currencies
with huge amount of
for you to be able to go into importation. But another aspect from it is that when you were speaking, there's one thing that flashed to my mind.